putting in exhaust in the car this morning. Probably in the next hour or so, this thing's gonna be on some ramps, and we're gonna make it a little noisier. I'm excited. Integrated Engineering hooked us up with a valved Catback exhaust. This is going to be their pretty much like, I mean, it's a big significant difference to these cars. It does make the car really quiet when you close the valves, so that's the most important thing. Again, I want to make this thing as loud as possible when I want it to be loud, but also kind of quiet when I want it to be quiet. So I'm excited. I'm definitely hoping it's going to be rowdy. We're going to be switching over whatever mid pipes I have, so we're going to pop those off. We're going to put the OEM mid pipes back on. The reason for that is Integrated Engineering's downpipe is actually a full like replacement. It replaces the mid pipes, and it transforms, I guess, or changes from 2 mid pipes to a single pipe, a single exit, which is true to the Catback. The Catback obviously is just that single pipe. So obviously to run the OEM mid pipe or upgraded mid pipe or whatever kind of mid pipes that are non-IE, you have to get the Y adapter. So we have the Y adapter, and yeah, it should be pretty rowdy even with the stock mid pipes. I know it's going to be much louder than it is now, but the issue is it's just not loud enough. And if you have an RS3, you have to truly enjoy the exhaust note. It's one of the best sounding cars in my opinion. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of get cracking on this, and I will keep you posted with updates. Alright, you guys, and right before your very eyes, got the IE valved exhaust for the 8V RS3. It's kind of neat how they, I guess, kind of format everything with the pipes and the muffler. This is, of course, this is our straight pipe. We're working, I think, 3.5 inch, and this is like down to like a 2.5. But when the valve is closed, obviously the exhaust gas is going to go through here, chamber through the muffler, and of course out these inner pipes. These are the tips we're working with. I did kind of, for comparison, grab one of these for reference. And you can, I'm not going to do it, I don't really want to scratch it out. You can almost fit the OEM tip inside of this tip. One of the things that I'm hoping it does too with this system is it brings the tip up. As you guys can see, these kind of sag a little bit. And that's OEM fitment right there. And it just kind of looks silly if you're walking up to it from the side. I don't know if it'll really show the tip kind of low, but obviously with this, there's a lot of adjustment we can do. I'm going to make sure I can get it as close as possible to the diffuser without causing any kind of melting or, you know, plastic issue. But we have our Y pipe as well. This adapts to the stock mid pipe. And yeah, I'm excited, guys. We're gonna get this underway. My family's coming. It's I don't usually do installs with my family. They're coming down a little ways away, but they'll be here soon, and we'll kind of get to doing this. I think I can probably do this on ramps. I shouldn't have any issues. Of course, the car is now low, but I should be able to get this done kind of easy. So we'll see. Hopefully, it's an easy breezy install. We'll take you guys along for the ride. Factory exhaust is out. As you guys know, Audi gets really crafty when it comes to fitting stuff, so dents are just atrocious. And again, those are just there to make this thing fit. The plugs were kind of tough to get out, but we got those out. Now we gotta unplug these valve actuators, get the valve spring, and throw in the new exhaust. Well, this is, here goes nothing. I hope it's not crazy. Close. Oh yeah, fire. That's close. But the only difference is like... Oh, that's ours. Yeah, it's not that bad. That's fine. That's dynamic. That's not fun. I think we made a bit of a menace. I was not expecting it to be this rowdy. On the flip side, As loud as it is, it can also be just as quiet, just with the flip of a switch. Putting this car into comfort mode, into its factory setting, does close the valve and really makes it quiet. As you guys saw, the muffler is pretty substantial on this car. It's a big part of this exhaust, actually. It's a lot of the weight. So on the flip side of things, you know, just by toggling the comfort mode, quiet mode, it does make this car quiet. Relative. It still starts up with the valves open, which creates this unbelievable burst of just pops and snarls. It sounds like thunder, and I'm honestly kind of concerned about it myself. We're on stock mid-pipes. We're back to just a Catback. This is kind of how I fully intended on just kind of leaving the car for a little bit until I decide I'm gonna go down pipes. But for now, I'm really happy with the sound. I know it's kind of in the shade here, but you can probably even tell with the shade how unbelievably large these exhaust tips are. I didn't measure them, but I know you can probably, I didn't want to scratch it up, but I nearly got the stock pipe inside of these ones. And the stock pipes are huge. RS cars come with large pipes from factories, so, you know, something to kind of keep in mind if you guys are looking for that aggressive look. You know, diffusers make a big difference, sure they do, but I've always had great success with kind of a larger aftermarket exhaust, and of course when you get an aftermarket exhaust, typically get those larger, more aggressive exhaust tips. So I'm really happy with it. I think it looks awesome, and it really kind of fills the bottom of this car. It kind of, you know, it lacks sort of the RS style that a lot of other cars when it comes to the sheer body of the car. At the end of the day, it's kind of an A3, just with a Daza and a really solid transmission and a solid exhaust note. But I'll tell you, I mean, I'm super impressed with it. I think it, you know, it's a big transformation. I think these exhaust tips really suit this car. If you guys remember version 1 of IE's system, kind of came with, I like to call it USB-C looking exhaust tips. I think a lot of people out there really didn't like the old tips, so they went with these. And let me tell you, these are probably the most stylish ones in the market. The ring around the tip itself, it's got a nice thickness to it. It's not kind of sharp and cut like a lot of these other exhausts. So it looks really good. Looks wise, amazing. The muffler, I mean, aesthetically it's all there. It's really nice. So I know probably a lot of you guys are wondering when it came to the installation process how that went, because in all fairness, I didn't really install much of the install. I kind of snipped in some parts, and it was definitely an intensive job. I just had my family there, so it's nice being with them. And you know, we're not savvy when it comes to working on cars. The snags I ran into would be kind of fitting the Y pipe. For some reason, I had an issue with the Y pipe fitting onto the factory mid pipes. I ended up getting it on there, but ever so slightly. I think it still could get pushed a little further, and I didn't really want to, you know, put a lot of stress on kind of the front end of the exhaust by kind of just hammering it in there. So I ended up kind of just leaving it as is, and it did install fine. I think I have a small exhaust leak. That's the only thing. So I'm going to take it to a place this week, just have them spot check it, you know, fix up the clamps. Ideally, I think it's a clamp thing, and it should be all good to go. But as far as sound goes, I mean, this is pretty much what you're going to expect, even with this slight exhaust leak. So I know that there's a lot of you guys who are actually jumping into your first RS3 just like me. It's kind of funny. I think we're all on the same timeline when it comes to cars. That's one of the coolest things about doing that. That's why I still do it, because for those of you who have watched me from the beginning, from GTIs, you guys, some of you guys have truly followed me along the way, GTI to Golf R to RS3. Now, maybe we've gone different routes for modifications. This is one of probably the best modifications that I've ever had. The way it just completely transforms the car. The day and night difference from valves open to closed is something that I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting it to be this loud, quite frankly, but I was also impressed with how quiet it could be. I was hoping maybe it was going to be a little bit more quieter. You know, I was expecting like quieter than stock. That was my initial expectation. So bear in mind, I got these crazy expectations, but when it came to noise, there was not a chance I was expecting it to be this loud, which is cool. For me, it's awesome because I can still make it quiet. I have plenty of things planned with this. Of course, you guys know my bread and butter when it comes to modifying cars is improving and just making the car a little bit louder. I'm gonna end the video there. Thank you guys for watching. Huge thanks to Zane at Integrated Engineering, and of course the entire IE team for making this happen. We got way more things planned. I'm super excited to reveal those things to come. Of course, one of the, I guess the elephant in the room would be wheels and tires. We got to address that ASAP. In fact, probably in the next week or two, expect that. And guys, we're gonna have a pretty heavily modified RS3 within the time span of 6 months. A little bit more ambitious than I was expecting, but I like this car a lot. It's really enjoyable to modify. It's just like the GTI and the Golf R, just a little bit more crazy. So just before I actually end this video, I do want you guys to know, for those who've stayed till the end, I'm gonna insert some sound clips so you can kind of get a good idea as to what it used to sound like to what it sounds like now. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll end the video there. So stay tuned for those clips, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Peace and love.